Hey guys, CryptoDad here again, and today I'm going to do a follow-up video on my Keystone 3 Pro setup that demonstrates the USB functionality, and I'll also go over how you manage multiple wallets using the Keystone 3 Pro hardware device. So let's get started. So I recently did a setup video on the Keystone 3 Pro. I'll put a link to that up in the corner and in the description down below. But I didn't demonstrate a couple of the new features, namely the USB functionality. Now, when I did that setup video, I wanted to demonstrate how to use the wallet in its original form as a completely air-gapped solution where you don't have to connect the wallet to anything. And I showed you how to do that firmware upgrade using a micro SD card and a micro SD card reader so that I could download the firmware onto the card and use the card to run the update. Now, some people find that a little daunting, so they've listened to their community and have now provided USB functionality. They've included a USB cable with the device, and as it stands right now, the only USB functionality is for updating the firmware. They are going to be adding the ability to sign transactions using the USB cable. The reason I didn't do that in the original video is that many people come to the Keystone wallet expecting a complete offline solution, and you can use it like that. It is a completely air-gapped hardware wallet. But there are people that find that a little bit daunting, especially for those firmware updates. They may not have an SD card or an SD card reader, so that's an additional expense for them, and it's a bit of a daunting process. So they've included a cable so you can do the firmware update with a USB cable and connect it to your computer. So I'll run you through that. I'll also demonstrate the multiple wallet feature. You can manage up to 3 different seed phrases or wallets on the Keystone 3 Pro hardware wallet. That's one hardware wallet that can manage 3 different seed phrases. That's very unique in the industry. Most hardware wallets can only use 1 seed phrase. It's a great solution. So I'm going to demonstrate that as well. Basically what we want to do is go over to Keystone 1 and start. This is the website that they direct you to set up your device. We'll just go down a little bit here to the step-by-step guide, and I'm just going to go straight over to the firmware update. And as you can see, it does say skippable, but it's best practice to keep your device fully up to date. Notice the first section here covers the micro SD card update, which I had mentioned, but this second section here covers the USB cable update. So the first thing we need to do is check our firmware and see if we need the update or not. All right, so let's go ahead and power up the device here. Sometimes you have to hold the button in for a couple of seconds. Enter your PIN. I've got about 46% charge. They recommend that you have at least 20% before you do anything. I like to usually have it charged up all the way, but we can work with this. So basically we'll tap on these 3 dots here. We'll go into the device settings. All right, and we want to go into the about here, and it tells me that I have firmware version 1.04. All right, and we can do the firmware update through USB or microcard. Also, in this device settings in connection, you can completely disable the USB connectivity if you want to. So if you want to use it as a completely air-gapped solution, you can, and you're worried about having USB functionality, you can completely disable that. So if you want to use your wallet as a completely air-gapped solution, signing transactions offline and using the SD card to update your firmware, they totally support that. But for people who find that daunting, the USB cable is a much easier way to update the firmware. So I'll go ahead and enable the USB functionality. I'll go here to firmware, And then I'm going to use the USB update. All right, they mentioned that you need 20%. Go over to the web page, which we have. Connect the Keystone device using our cable. So the cable that they provide is relatively short, perfect for a laptop, but I have a desktop, so I'm going to be using a slightly longer cable. Any USB-C cable will work just fine. All right, so we need to approve the connection. All right, and once we've got that going, we'll go back over to our computer. All right, once we have the device connected, we'll go over to the firmware page. We'll get the firmware update for the 3 and 3 Pro, which is right here. And so they have two choices here. They have the web USB update. This is the one we'll choose. All right, I've already done that authorization, so let's hit connect. Your web browser will pop up and ask if it's okay to connect. All right, and it showed me that the firmware is up to date. If it were not, then it would simply run the update, and I can include a little B-roll for that so you can see what it looks like, but it's basically a progress bar. It's going to go across the device until it's completed, and then you'll have the latest firmware. We've got the card in the device. We'll hit update. All right, you'll see a progress bar here. All right, and after that, the machine's going to, well, it takes us back to this screen, so we'll just go ahead and skip past that. You'll want to check back often because they are adding new functionality on a pretty regular basis. So you'll want to make sure that you've got the latest firmware for all the latest coin support and security and functionality updates. It has multi-seed phrase support. This is unique in the hardware industry. Most hardware wallets only support one seed phrase. You can always wipe them and do a restore, or wipe them and create a new configuration if you want to with a new seed phrase, and then kind of juggle your configurations by wiping the device and doing restores with your various seed phrases. But the Keystone 3 Pro supports up to 3 seed phrases simultaneously on the device where you can toggle between them. So let me show you where that is. So once we back out of the USB update, we can go back here. Now, of course, you don't have to have this connected while you're doing this. Probably better that you don't. We'll start at the home screen. We'll tap the 3 dots. We'll go into device settings and then into wallet settings. And you can see that I already have a wallet configured, but you can tap add wallet. You're going to need to enter your passcode to get into this. They give us the overview here. Like I said, they can support up to 3 wallets. Best practice to have a different passcode for each wallet. And you're not going to see the wallet list anywhere on the device. The only person that would know about the alternate wallet would be you. And this is a great feature because the alternate wallets will not be obvious to anyone using your device. And so you could have a decoy wallet with a small, reasonable sums of crypto in there to fool a would-be attacker or oppressor. Somebody with the $5 wrench attack that's threatening you will only see your decoy wallet, right? And then, but you will know that there are additional wallets that you can go into. All right, so we'll acknowledge this. We'll go ahead and create a wallet. And basically, it's the same scenario. All right, they even noticed that I used the same PIN as before. So I'm going to have to use a different PIN. All right, and then you'll just name your new wallet. And then you can set it up with a seed phrase just like you would. Make sure no one's watching you. And go through it's going to show you your words. You'll write them down on a sheet of paper or one of the provided cards and keep it in a safe place. I always like to write the name of the wallet that I'm setting up and maybe the date too. Make sure you write the words down in the correct order. The order is very important. All right, once you've written down all those words, you'll do next here. And then you're going to see a list of words. You just need to tap them in the correct order, refer to your sheet, look at word number 1 on your sheet, find it here on your screen and tap it, and then just go to the next word. All right, and when you're done, you'll be taken to your wallet interface. And so you can connect this to the software wallet in the same way that I showed you in the original setup video. I'll put a link to that up in the corner and in the description, so you can check that out. Now, in order to toggle between the two wallets, you would just turn the wallet off, do a quick restart. You just enter the PIN of the wallet that you wish to deal with. So I could enter the second wallet PIN, and it takes me to that Rex wallet too. And if I do another restart, and this time enter the PIN of the original wallet, it takes me into that original wallet. So you basically manage the wallets by the appropriate PIN. So now you know why they won't let you use the same PIN twice. And you can manage up to 3 wallets. So basically, if someone forces you to turn the device on, you simply turn it on, show them the decoy wallet if that's your case. Or if you if you want to share this wallet between people, each person can use one of the wallets. Although the fingerprint, if you decide to use the fingerprint functionality, yeah, so it looks like the fingerprints are available across wallets. So, but if a second person wanted to use the fingerprint, they could tap add fingerprint and add their fingerprint to the wallet. And they wouldn't be able to sign your transactions without knowing your PIN. So your PIN would protect your wallet from someone else that might have their fingerprint registered on the device. So if you wanted to share your device, or if you simply wanted to spread your assets across different wallets for your own reasons, you could use these multiple wallets. All right, so I just wanted to cover some of these features on the Keystone Pro 3. If you have any questions about anything I did, please throw them up in the comments and I'll do my best to get them answered. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click. That will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.